Okay, hello everybody. I'm back once again. God is still speaking through visions and dreams. I'm gonna be very quick today. Um, I want to. I'm gonna share something with you that God was talking to me about today while I was at work, and I'm gonna do a little overview of some things that I talked about in the past before I tell you what God was telling me, talking to me about today. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back to 2016. As you all know, you might can look over some. I don't know which video I made this on, but you might could look over some of my videos. And I talked about the election back in 2016 and the election in 2020. Okay, back in 2016, everybody was. I think Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton was running against each other at the time. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. And everybody was predicting Hillary Clinton was going to be the next president, if you all remember. Uh, Even Pat Robertson of the 700 Club predicted Hillary Clinton. Brian Karn, Hillary Clinton. He said he predicted Hillary Clinton. Even T.B. Joshua predicted Hillary Clinton. Many of the prophets and men of God, they predicted Hillary Clinton would be the next president. And to be honest, I believe them. I believe them. I really didn't think Brian Karn and T.B. Joshua and uh, Pat Robertson would miss it, but they did. They said that Hillary Clinton would be the next president. And not just them, it was many more of God's men of God that predicted Hillary Clinton would be the next president. And she wasn't. Okay, we know that Donald Trump was elected. But now, I believe them. But at the same time, I remember God speaking to me, and He said, during this time, He said, the Republicans are going to take the White House. This is what He said. This is what I heard for 2016. The Republicans are going to take the White House, and with them will come sweeping changes. Maybe you all remember the video I made on that. Okay. Now, I had trouble believing that because the reason why I had trouble believing what I heard is because I had more confidence in what Pat Robertson 700 Club said and what T.B. Joshua said and what Brian Karn said than I did in what I heard. Okay, so I had trouble believing that uh, what I heard was from God. Okay, but when the election came, I was really anxious to find out who was going to win because I thought God told me that the Republicans was going to take the White House. But everybody else was predicting that Hillary Clinton was going to win the election. Well, come to find out that Donald Trump won the election, right? I was shocked. I was stunned because I couldn't believe that all these men of God made a wrong prediction. Okay? They made a bad prediction. A wrong prediction. Okay? But they did. And when Donald Trump won the election, I was shocked. But I also remember some other things he said about Donald Trump during this time. Okay, now the next election, Donald Trump. Just a second. Okay, so the next election, it was Donald Trump. who was that? Wait a minute, I may have this wrong. It was who was? Oh yeah, it was Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Everybody was saying Donald Trump is going to win. It was just predictions all everywhere. Everybody was predicting Donald Trump. I didn't know. That's why I didn't say anything about it. I didn't know who was going to win the election. But everybody was predicting Donald Trump was going to be the next president. Some of the greatest prophets we know in this country was predicting Donald Trump was going to win the election. Guess what? He didn't win. Again, these prophets missed it. Okay, they missed it again. All right. I didn't know, so I didn't know what to say. But I did make a video that if Donald Trump win, this would happen. If Joe Biden win, this would happen. Okay, and I was right about that. Okay, Joe Biden won, and we see what is happening. So I wasn't wrong about that. We see things have gotten a lot worse with him in office. Okay. All right. And going further back, I made a video. I don't know when. I don't know. You might have to just go back and scroll through my channel and look at my videos. But I said that in 2020, and this was I don't know when this was, but in 2020 we would all know that something is coming in 2021. And I said that in 2021 there would be a major event taking place. I didn't know what it was. I took a stab at it. I said it could be a nuclear explosion. It could be the beginning of World War III. It could be some artificial intelligence that they come up with. It could be a medical, some type of medical breakthrough, or it could be the mark of the beast. Okay, I knew that it was going to be some major event taking place in 2021. All right. Sure enough, we have the first stage of the mark of the beast. Okay. It is better known as, I called it the free mandatory medication that Joe Biden wants to enforce on all the citizens. Free mandatory medication. That's what I call it. Okay? And you all know what I'm talking about. So in 2021, what we got is actually the beginning of the mark of the beast with the free mandatory medication. All right? Okay, the free mandatory medication. This is to be the baby stage of the mark of the beast. Okay? You can't they are arresting people for not having it. They are sending people home off their jobs for not having it. They are firing people off their jobs. I think what's coming next is imprisonment or jail time. Okay, if you don't take this free mandatory medication that Joe Biden is offering us. Okay, so I think that's what's coming next. So this is what happened in 2021, the major event that I predicted that will come in 2021. Now, I got some more things God has been talking to me about for 2022, 2023, 2024. 2022, let me tell you what's coming this year. I don't have anything really specific, but I'm going to tell you what God told me. Oh, sure hope God told me this, because I don't want to be, I don't want to be sitting here speaking things on my own, But I believe this is what he told me. He said in 2022, we're going to see something similar to a little skirmish or a little small panic. Okay, it's going to be it's a little panic. We're going to see people preparing for something. Okay, people are going to start preparing for something. People are going to know, we're going to know what is coming. In 2022, we're going to know what is coming. I don't know what it is. But in 2022, we're going to know whether it's an economic collapse, whether it's World War III, whether it's the free mandatory medication going to be enforced in some way more than what it is now. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But in 2022, we will know. And I believe God is telling me to tell you all this, not to panic. Don't panic over it. But when these things happen, you will believe, as the Lord said. You will believe when these things happen. In 2022, there's going to be a little mild panic, a little skirmish. People going to begin to prepare. They're going to start preparing for something. Because in 2022, we're going to know what is coming down the road. We're going to know. We're going to know. People are going to know, not just the church, not just the believers in Christ, but the unbelievers as well. We're going to know what is coming. In 2022, people are going to start preparing. Okay, I don't know if it's going to be a rush on the banks, it's going to be a rush on the supermarkets. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be. But in 2022, we will know what is coming down the road. In 2023, I believe I see some type of major thing happening. I don't know what it is exactly. In 2023, there's something major, a major event again in 2023. Okay, in 2024, now this is what I saw for 2024. I saw the number 2024, and then I heard Donald Trump. Okay, now I know that a lot of people has been predicting Donald Trump is going to be reelected in 2024. Well, they was wrong in 2020 and 2016. They thought They thought Hillary Clinton was going to be the president in 2016. Donald Trump became the president. In 2020, they thought he was going to be the president, reelected. They were wrong again. In 2020, now many of them are predicting that he's going to be reelected in 2024. Okay, I'm not basing what I'm saying on what they said or what they're saying. Not at all. Okay? I'm simply saying what I saw. I saw 2024 and I heard Donald Trump. Am I saying he's going to be reelected? I'm not saying that. I don't know. I'm just saying what I saw. I saw 2024 and I heard Donald Trump. Okay? Now, this is what I am saying. I am saying this. If Donald Trump is reelected in 2024, if he's reelected in 2024, that would be a super major change in this country. Donald Trump will not, I don't believe now, I'm saying what I saw in a dream. I don't believe Donald Trump is going to live out his full term if he's reelected in 2024. He will not live out his full term. There will be a revolution in this country if he is reelected. There will be a revolution or maybe civil war if he's reelected. If he's reelected, I do believe Christ will return during the 2030s. I do believe that. I do believe that if he's reelected, I do believe he is the last trump. I do believe Christ will return at the trump of God. I don't believe this is a coincidence that a man named Trump, during a time when Russia and China is joining together, like the Bible predicted, Russia and Turkey and Iran right now is forming an alliance. Okay, I don't believe this is all coincidence. I do believe that if Donald Trump is reelected, there will be a civil war. We will see, we will enter into a depression. Uh, I do believe that will be utter chaos. Okay? I do believe Christ will return in the 2030s. He will be here in the 2030s if he is reelected. Okay? Let's make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, yes. Now, um, this is not to alarm you or cause a panic, but um, this is to hopefully when you see this stuff, you'll believe it'll strengthen your faith. You know, many years ago, I've kept up with Bible prophecy for years. And I remember many years ago, it was predicted that the day would come when we will have multiple tornado touchdowns at one time. 30 years ago, that was unheard of. 30, 40 years ago, that was unheard of. Uh, 5, 6, 7, 10 tornadoes touching down at one time in one location. But that was predicted 30 years ago. And look, it's happening right now. There were many things predicted 30 years ago. Okay? And it's happening right now. And I'm telling you that if Donald Trump become president again, I don't believe he's going to live out his full term, for one. I believe he's going to be assassinated. This is a prediction. I believe he's going to be assassinated. And I believe there's going to be a civil war. And I believe the Lord is going to return. Or rather, he will be here in the 2030s, the early 2030s. Okay? Now, as far as the free mandatory medication that is being offered to us, I would strongly urge everybody out there, if you have not accepted the free mandatory medication, don't do it. I'm telling you, there's something not right about this. Okay, now I know some people that have taken it, and I don't bother them about it. I don't bother them about it. That's what there's a lot of pastors that have taken it. Okay, but I'm telling you, man, something is seriously not right with this. And I ask the question, who trusts the U.S. government? Who? Why would you trust the U.S. government anyway? You know, as soon as they perfect these robots, now this is another prediction. As soon as they perfect these robots, this is what I believe the Lord spoke to me this evening. Once they perfect these robots and make these robots autonomous, the robots, the automobiles, and everything else become autonomous. As soon as they perfect these robots where they can fight, okay, make these tanks, build these tanks where they are autonomous, cars where you don't need chauffeurs become autonomous, where they make autonomous police officers, robotic autonomous police officers, soldiers. They're not going to need us anymore. The only reason why they want poor people and black people, and because we protect them. We protect this country. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why they really want us around. Because it's enough of us to protect. It's enough of us to build an army and protect them, protect the rich. The rich is not out there on the battlefield fighting. It's the poor people. But once they build enough robots to fight, and they're going to do it. Eventually, they're going to do it. They're going to have robots patrolling the streets, patrolling the air. But they're not going to need a bunch of poor people anymore. If you have not taken that free mandatory medication, don't do it. If you took it once already, don't take it again. I do believe it is the mark of the beast, but I believe it is in the baby stage. It's the infant stage of the mark of the beast. Okay? But who's listening to me? Okay? And there are a lot of other people out there saying the same thing I'm saying. But who's listening? So I think for all of us who are listening and all of us who are refusing the free mandatory medication, I think we need to get prepared for a very different outcome, a very different day that is approaching us. Okay? So, but anyway, that's what I was thinking about today. That's what was on my mind. 2024. I might as well go and say it. I do believe Donald Trump is going to be reelected. I really do. And I believe we're going to see a major change. I believe we're going to see a revolution. If I'm wrong about all this, we get to 2025 and none of this happened, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get right back on here and I'm going to say, hey, I missed it. I was wrong. That I was wrong about. So far, I have not been wrong. So far as I know. There was one thing I was wrong about that I can remember. And I can't say I was wrong about it. I was wrong about the timing. The year, 2017. But other than that, no, I wasn't wrong about the event itself, but the timing. So if I'm wrong about this, no big deal. I'll get on here and I'll say, hey, I missed it. I was wrong. But this is what I saw, y'all. I saw 2024 Donald Trump. And if he's reelected, there are going to be some things happen in this country. Well, I just told you I don't want to go back over. And I do believe Christ will be here in the early 2030s. I'm going to talk some more about that in the future. Okay? All right. I am that I am, says I am. Forever blessed I am, Yeshua HaMashiach. God is still speaking through visions and dreams. May the Lord bless each and every one of you. May the Lord bless your family all the days of your life.